my single greatest fear in undertaking this was actually the kid. You know, how do you find a kid? Because also I knew that the kid's in everything. There's nowhere to hide. There's and Vigo, of course, shared the same fear. I mean, we talked more about the kid than anything else, and so we were, for me personally, the greatest gift was to get this material before it was published. I wouldn't be here otherwise. And then the second one was to find Kodi, because he was the answer, in the sense that he was mature beyond his years, and that was the starting point. He was just an amazing kid. We made sure that he's very grounded as well. He was there's a lot of humor and believe it or not, on set they were, Vigo was giving him elaborate behind the scenes lessons of how to sword fight that he picked up on Lord of the Rings, and there was all that going on. And we all, like even the crew, we had a lot of discussions about protecting the kid, protecting Kodi, and it began with a lot of just encouraging them to hang out together, and there was also a real mutual commitment to the material. Believe it or not, his father, Kodi's father's an actor. He's one of the cannibals, but he's 6'6", covered in tattoos with a handlebar mustache. His mother's a tattoo artist. They're an extraordinary family, and his sister's an actress, but they have an incredible commitment to the material. I mean, when they showed up to audition and see how that chemistry was going to work, Kodi's father had already read in the entire book, which I would have never have done. And so he had this a great maturity to him. And then we spent a whole week discussing, rather than actually workshopping anything. It was really just about discussing everything, trying to find every single scene, the conversations, to find clear sort of connections to examples that Kodi could relate to, and likewise with Vigo. We both shared and discussed for over a week in great detail everything, because we wouldn't have that kind of time on set. But I think actually the key thing to give it that extra dimension was going out into the real locations. As soon as they actually entered, and I'll never forget the first day even, we did some interior work, and it wasn't until we went outside into those locations that there was an extra, because they were reacting off that like they were reacting off each other. It was it's a three-hander instead of a two-hander in that sense. And it just built from that, that shared experience of being in the elements and the commitment.